Hey everybody, Steven here, playing Subnautica Below Zero. Gonna showcase everything with the strange pings update here. But give me a second with this. I gotta get a couple things set up on my end just to make sure that this is good to go here. Get that scooted over. Alright, so yeah, we'll be checking this out. Like I said, right now I'm just making sure everything is lined up, and I'm trying to get this set up also so I can read everybody's comments. Alright. Alright, I'm good to go. And hello to everybody. Can everybody hear me? I just want to make sure that you can hear me with this, because I'm actually on my downstairs rig right now. So this is the secondary setup I have in the house. Awesome. Okay, so with this, there's a bunch of different things that they've added. You're going to see a lot of polish in the game now. One of the things that I'm going to try to do is avoid major story spoilers if I can. Part of showing you guys stuff though is inherently story spoilers, so just keep that in mind. And I'm also most likely going to end up showing things that aren't in this stable build. I'm in the experimental build, so if you're playing and then you're like, oh, I don't see that in my game, it's not that your game is broke or anything like that. I'm just in the experimental build here. Okay, so let's start with a handful of different things. With this, let's actually hop over to Research Base Zero. So one of the big things that you'll end up seeing now with these bases is they have signs. So we got Outpost Zero here, which has been hit with an avalanche, right? That plays into the story. You'll also see on the sides of the buildings the actual symbol with this. And those are going to be on any of the bases that are the Altera bases, right? We can go inside here, and obviously this thing's been hit with an avalanche. It's a wreck. Hopefully you guys have in the stable build the posters here. We've got a bunch of different amount of posters throughout kind of all these different bases here. These are going to be from some of the devs' kids. I think they look really, really good. And I'm trying to make sure I check the comment section over here also. Crackle on the sound. Don't know what that would be. This mic is pretty good. We're going to see the different signs within the base also. So illuminated kitchen, but it also has the Research Base Zero symbol here. I think we got new posters over here too, right? Motivational posters throughout. Got another one over here. PDAs, I'm going to try to avoid looking at those. Let's see if it does this though. Let's go in here. Whoa, glitch. Oh, that is new. I actually haven't seen this. They changed her hair. So they kept the, actually her face is a little bit different too. Kept the body. That's brand new. I haven't seen this at all. So if you scan the nameplates, you'll actually see kind of a character sheet, right? All the info on the character. Let's get a Lillian. Another one here. And so I don't have to, is it NC, or, oops. Let's jump. These will be the other ones. Parvan. I like the look of the characters, by the way. Veen. Zeta. Jeremiah. Fred. I still think Fred's proportions look off though. I don't think the gain's off on this, and I'm not hitting anything. Unless it's the cable. Hold on. Cable's out of the way now. Hopefully that does something. Manuel. Danielle. Alexis. Alexis looks mean, man. She looks like a mean school teacher. Yeah, Fred looks like an Oompa Loompa. Yeah. I don't know if maybe they brought the shirt up to here. Like the shirt's just throwing it off for me. And it looks like his neck is too long. More cool posters in here. Then we got more of the kids' art. I need to move the character out of the way. Alright, back in the free camp so I can see this stuff. My favorite, because all these look really good, but my favorite is going to be the one, we had the zombies one back there, but outside of that one, I don't know why these ones, and I know they're not because they're flags, but it looks like they're like stakes, like they have like heads on them. Like, it just looks extreme for a kid's picture. I know that's not the case, but we'll ghost in right over here actually though, because I forgot about this. Was this Sam's space? What was she doing all the way out here? You could take the picture, comment about the picture, and you'll take it, and then you can actually place it in your base. We have bookshelves with actual books on them, although it doesn't do anything. You can't take any of them, right? We'll hop out here. I don't know if the, because it's been so long, some of these start to kind of meld together with all of this. I don't think the radio tower was in the last update, was it? Can anybody tell me? It's been a minute. If not, this is new. But if it was, then most likely polish and things like that are going to be changed with this. Is the intro updated? Not really. Minor tweaks to like her hitting the door and things like that, but all these things are very subtle. It's just cleaning it up. So maybe the radio tower. Like I said, I don't know. It's been a minute since it's been in the game for me for a while now, so it doesn't mention it, and I think it'd probably mention if that was the case, so that was probably in the last one. But we have Delta Station here. Not only the symbol, but the actual like spelling out of the words. Yeah, hopefully they get the voice work in here soon. Then we got the symbol on the side here. Going inside, just all the damage and everything here. PDA stuff to scan, map still in here. That's been in there for a while. Going in the back now, one of the big differences is all these small details, and it's something that Jill posted about, which is the main writer on Twitter. This is adding to a richer story, like that these characters actually lived here, right? So we have blankets on here, posters, we have curtains. There were curtains and blinders on the last base, the Research Base Zero. I don't think you guys have the shave kit. I already covered this in the video earlier today, but we'll look at it again. So we got Fred's shaving kit. You can place it down. My thought being that this is most likely, or a hope, maybe we're picking these things up because what are you going to do with this, right? Build a base and place it, but for what? You're a female character. So maybe it's feeding into gathering clues and trying to really solve this. It turns it into a mystery, right? So, kind of my thought behind that. I'm already on the Subnautica Discord. I don't really follow the updates there. I actually follow everything on the Subnautica Changes Twitter account, or I'll just go to the website, the changelog website for this. So we have that, and actually let's go up to Emmanuel's. Is this Emmanuel's office? I think he has his little name tag deal here. Yeah. Different desk. We got wood on it. Cooler blanket. We got our soundtracks. Our jukebox disc here still. But also, you can turn this on. So this is going to be the desk toy, and you can actually build this. So, I mean, once you have it, if you want to scan it, you can build it at your base. You can also build an oil diffuser. And if you heard that voice, that is a temporary PDA voice, so don't worry about that. I know a lot of people don't like it. But that is temporary. They're going to fix that hopefully soon. No, you can't get the blankets when you build the beds, unfortunately. I don't know. I'm hoping that they'll add that later. We'll see. I'm assuming they will. Motivational poster. Picking up these, and you can place them. And actually, I want to go back because I skipped some over at the other base that look really, really cool. So we got our sea truck posters here, which the new sea truck X12 is still one of my favorite posters. And then another one, the Mercury 2 poster here looks really, really cool. Seeing it before it crashed is awesome, because this is the ship that we have on the map here, that there are 3 sections of it. That would be news to me if the PDA voice isn't temporary now. That'd be news to me. Everything I've seen says that it's temporary. But I'm sure there's a bunch of information out there that keeps changing on the fly. The flashing there is going to be the views. I have a view counter in the bottom. It just lets me know. Really, for me, it's letting me know that I'm still connected. But that's how many people are on the live stream right now. Alright, let's see what else, because like I said, they put a lot of stuff. You have artifact pings in this. So once Alan's in your head, what's going to happen, he's going to go, oh, this reminds me of a nearby location of X, whatever the thing is. And then on your HUD it'll actually pop up and it'll show you that artifact, so it helps you find it, so it's not just floating out there. So we have makeovers for creatures. which some of this stuff I thought had been in game for a while, but I guess not. So let's check out, which I've covered this in other videos, but if you have the stable build, you'll actually get to see this stuff now, which is awesome. So new animations for the rock puncher, if it doesn't glitch on me. So they're going to walk around, and then they're going to punch the ground in search of food. Let's see if it does it. Come on. Nothing? There it is. And then you'll see, yeah, they'll eat that, they'll leave that behind, and then if you follow them, you can actually pick these up, and a lot of times you're going to get, there it is, you're going to get a mineral out of it. Silver, gold, things like this. Let's go ghost. See, we got titanium. That one disappeared already. And I like that touch, right? These creatures are starting to actually have like natural behavior, right? They have a purpose within this ecosystem. I don't know if it's going to do it again. There we go. Oh. Just chunks it away. And we got copper. So we have that. Let's spawn in. So this is supposed to have a new animation where it has like an electrical thing with it. I have actually yet to see that. So make this a little bit easier to see. Let's see. I don't know if the brute shark's gonna set it off. Do it. There it is. So it's the tentacles underneath. That makes sense. I was wondering when the game launched and we got this creature in with one of the early updates, if that was going to be the case anyways. So yeah, if you get too close, you will get electrocuted. Is a squid shark a Leviathan? As far as I know, no. In the game we have the Vent Garden as a Leviathan class creature. Obviously the Shadow Leviathan, the Glow Whale, and then the Cryptosuchus, not the Cryptosuchus, sorry, the Chelicerae. Big question I always get asked, when do you think the full game will be released? Obviously it's changed multiple times, and then just patterns that I'm seeing with EA updates, with what's on Favreau and needs to be done. Seeing things with like conversations basically with other people about the notion of this that are, and some of them know way more about the game than I do. My hinting suspicion is November to December of this year, if it's gonna launch this year, so that'd be the earliest. At the latest, I mean Q1 of next year, so sometime January through March potentially. Alright, so we have that. Let's see, the Lily Paddler, which that one's been in here. So I thought it says maybe they've just been holding it back. But the lily pads are essentially like hypnotizing you. Oh, listen. Oh, that's not going to work. Because that squid shark's going to get me. Let's go. Let's see. So it'll basically put you in like a trance. There it is. That guy's trying to get me too. So the multicolor around, it does seem updated though. I mean, it's been in game, or at least in the experimental build for a good while. But yeah, that change in color looks different. Hit me again. There it is. Yeah, that does look updated. And right into that, of course. Alright, hold on. Let's see if we can ride this guy. Come on, come on, come on. Get it. There we go. Still have issues with this, right? This stuff will get cleaned up slowly. Alright. We have that. It's weird because on the website for this it mentions or it shows a picture of the caliciterate being updated, but then doesn't say what that is. Let's go on to land. That'll be another big one here. Oh. Oh, whoa. I forgot about that. Where it literally throws you off and then makes you loopy. I actually, going into free cam, I wonder if it's going to keep this effect. And there you go. There's a tip if you want to keep the effect and go wander around in free cam at least. Once I zoom back, this is going to disappear. But that is a trip. What? There it goes. Okay, it did go away. I thought I was going to keep it. Let's go over to the glacial forest here. Alright, so building a base on land, much easier now. You will get stairs with this. Before, that was one of the big questions, like what's the point of building a base on land? Like you can't get to it with a hatch if it's going to be raised up or anything like that. So we finally have this, right? Let's get those going. Probably didn't need that many, but threw them down anyways. So the first game was in development for 4 years. Whoa. Try that again. Right. Got a glitch. Ah. What's the reset deal? I know there's a reset. Let's try this. Nope. Alright, we're starting over. Yeah, no, when it freezes like that, it's done. It's not gonna, you're not gonna hear any sound. But yeah, so I mean the game was in development for a long time, right? But with that, once you got to EA and you saw the blocks, right, that had a specific schedule, but they were trying to build this out before then. If you're looking at the EA schedule on Favreau, and I mean, it kind of gets to the point where if you're doing that 2-month time release that they typically stick to, we're looking at that November, December, but they may push those a little bit further if the story needs more time. and not stick to that, which is why my guess is really that. Alright. Tell you what, we're going to build a base on one of the icebergs over here. Which they didn't mention this. I'm assuming it's in your guys' game. But they've specifically made these two icebergs ones that you could build a base on. And hopefully you have the kind of shelf ice that's been added all around here as well, so it's not just barren. I still think they're going to clean this up more, but we have this here. So let's try this again. Hopefully this works. Alright, don't glitch. It did it again. Alright, well, hopefully they fix that. So, I mean, forewarning, I'm going to do this a different way. That's a bummer. I'm going to do this a different way this time. We're not gonna try to go through the door. But we have the staircase that will lead up to the hatch now. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, you still can hear me? Hopefully. I think when it hits that glitch, it just freezes anything. Alright, Matthew Turner's out. See you, Matt. Yeah, I think when it, like I said, when it freezes, it's not gonna play anything. Depending on where I'm at, by the way, you're not gonna hear anything. There's not gonna be any music or anything like that unless I'm going into a biome. Let's try this again. Fingers crossed. And maybe a different. Not gonna walk in it this time. We're just gonna ghost in it. How about that? There we go. We did it. Alright. Let's see here. What is that doing? Looks like we're having issues with building stuff. Table, nothing. Maybe on the wall? Not even on the wall. I wonder if it's because I ghosted in and it's having these glitches right now. Let's try this. We have the stairs, so you guys know that that's there. I'm curious to see if we have problems with this in general, if it's just on land right there. Alright, let's try it here. Where's... Put a thermal plant on this. There we go. There we go. That worked. That makes sense. Somebody was like, maybe it still thinks you're outside. Alright. Aromatherapy lamp. Yeah, so when I ghosted in, that's what caused that last problem. They don't have the icon for the executive toy, but like I said, when you scan it, you get to set it up. And it lasts long. Alright, let's head out. Alright, so a big thing that you're going to see with this too is it just says like improvements overall, like some terrain fading improvements, improvements to biomes, like quality improvements, all these other things. So looking at this in general, certain things are going to be hard because we're looking at what was in the last build versus the experimental, and I've been looking at experimental the whole time. It seems like overall every single biome has had a polish to it, right? Because the game has just been the devs have just been polishing everything like crazy these last couple months. So if I cover things that have been in game for a while, my apologies. It doesn't specifically say that the purple vents biome has had polish to it, but can't remember if these larger purple vents were in game last time. But it seems like they've added more of those throughout the biome there. Pushing into the lily pad biome. The actual island in the center where Omega Base is different. They've done a lot to that on the outside. Used to just be this like straightforward formation, and now we have a bunch of nooks and crannies in it that make it look more realistic, right? The rocks on it, the plants on it, all those little things, right? This will get into some story stuff, so forewarning on this. They've actually turned the base around, by the way. So orientation is turned 180 degrees. They've put plants in here, which you can grab these, by the way, now, right? Maroon plant fruit. That's been in game, but I know you weren't able to actually grab it. I don't know if you guys can in the stable build. So looking at this, we have the Omega symbol on here, and then we have Omega Labs, right? Once we go inside here, though, there has been an accident. So not just a regular base anymore. And actually, good time to showcase something they did in the trailer. Options. They've added an accessibility tab to this. Lightning flashes, right? You can enable or disable those. Highlight interactable, and then choose your color that you want with this, right? I'm usually going with like a pink or a purple, just because there's not areas in the game that have that same color. Orange is the same thing, right? It'd be a good color for it. So anything you can interact with, right, is going to have a highlight to it that you can see right there. Here we can get the scan for the oil diffuser here, which I'm not quite sure why that isn't floating around like everything else, right? So we still have the data drop there, PDAs throughout the game. This plays a major part in obviously the new story that they're working on. I like this. It says temp abstract art, but I actually kind of like it. You have PDAs in these rooms. I just passed one. I also like this one too. Biological art. I actually really like that. Yeah, I'll try to make a tutorial video on adding mods. There's not a ton, and that's a learning process for me too. Just because, I mean, I've done it with other games and the amount of stuff you have to download and everything. We got a postcard here. Wish you were here. Letter from Ben's girlfriend. That looks really cool. I don't know where that's at. I won't go there. Another jukebox disc. And then moving into this area, I mean, this has exploded, obviously. Implications of that being very important for the story, but I'll let you guys kind of go through that on your own here. They've done a great job with this, though. Weird seeing it go from the old version. Everything was clean. We had all this stuff here. It played into that story, and now it's just completely different. And I like the glowing red of all of this. Yes, I'm in the experimental build, but I'm trying to showcase as much of what's in this latest stable build as I can. That's why you may see things that aren't in the stable build. So if it's not in your build, when you go to look for it, that's why. If we exit this way, so let's go daytime here. So this is a perfect example of polish. Like, this used to just be an opening. One, they've curved it. And we had some roots in here, but you didn't have a ton of grass or rocks or the plants. When you looked up, it was just like kind of a straight opening towards the top. Same thing. We have more rocky formations on everything. It's making this look more complete, right? Looking through this one, same thing here. Hanging down roots. And they've been doing a ton of that. So I can't cover every single section of the game right now to highlight that, but they've done a ton. Same thing, you look at the edge of this opening that goes down into the deep lily pad biome. The rock formations, the grass, it's not just a smooth opening anymore. We got a lot going on. You can't put the speakers on the C truck, but they have the sleeper module that'll actually have a jukebox in it, so it'll play music. So when you're in the C truck and you actually play music from the jukebox, I mean, it'll play through the whole thing for the most part. I mean, it gets quieter as you go up front, but it does play. I've covered the updates to this. I actually just covered more of them today for things that they've kind of tweaked. It doesn't mention it, but I'm assuming there's going to be a bunch of polish down here too, with the rocks, the grass that, well, they're not even grass. What is this? Like vine, lily stuff hanging from the ceiling here. All the subtle details with this. Coming back up to the top, I'm going to save that one. I have more videos that you guys can kind of sort through for that one, but just in case it's not officially in game, I don't want to mess with that right now. I do think, based off of what I saw in one of the images, they didn't specifically mention it, but I do believe the ground sampler is in game, which is going to be here. I don't think this is finished. We have a Calycerate kind of guarding it right here, but this is on the... what would this be? like the northeast. Oop. The northeast, it killed me. I thought I was invisible. I thought I put that in. But on the northeast corner, it's essentially underneath where the east icebergs are, or the East Arctic is. Let's try that again. Now we've had an update where Jill said she added a chunk of story in for the Glacial Basin and another chunk, I'm forgetting which, and I think it was in regards to Research Base Zero, but same thing, I don't know if that made it into the stable build. They don't specifically say something like that, so some of the stuff that they wrote on this seemed pretty vague. So I'm hoping this is in your guys' build, just based off one of the pictures that I saw. Alright, coming down here. I still think this is going to get polished out, obviously. But this is where you're going to find the ground sampler. You'll also find 2 ion cubes as well. But you'll see thermal spires right here. We have some minerals, right? Ruby on the wall there. But I think we're going to see the top portion built out. Because right now that's pretty barren. The hope was, too, by the way, that it wasn't going to be a caliciterate. I know people were hoping for something else. But they said they're done adding creatures in-game. Whoa, what is that? Oh, when I died. That's all my stuff. What? I've never had that happen before either. I'm assuming same thing here. Updates to the iceberg that Mark's base is on. More polish, so rocks, grass. You guys can actually see snow drifts right here, right? The outside here. We have some cargo boxes. We have a huge set of bones, a spine here. The heat fruit, you can walk up. If you go around the back end, and right here too, you're going to find some of the mineral ore. We walk around the back, you'll find more over here as well. I'm thinking they'll still polish this out. Kind of seems odd to walk back here. I mean, I'm sure people will explore. Maybe they gave us a little something extra than just that. And somebody was mentioning the clouds earlier. I don't know if this is in the stable build or not, but they did do an update. Man, it's been about a month and a half ago, where they had worked on the clouds. So that had been polished. I do like the look. And then grass around Mark's base, snow drifts, the spine. I think you guys will have some of this stuff updated. I think you'll have the ambient sound in here too. Maybe. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid covering the story stuff, like where it shows you directly that. But this will play ambient noise, like it's like a jungle noise. So Obraxis, somebody was asking about console stuff. Obraxis was asking about what we would like to see. This was a different live stream, but he was asking, hey, what do people want to see this on? What platform? People were saying next gen, and I think he specifically asked for that reason. Because it's already coming to regular consoles, right? Like, this is probably isn't, it's not coming to a phone. Like, I think that was a hint at, hey, we're trying to work on next gen consoles. If I'm floating around, you won't hear any game sound. So if you're not hearing like sound right now, this is because there's no sound. It's not until I go into a biome that you'll hear the music pop back in. But my character has to be there. So if I ghost right here, and then Freak came out from there, you're going to see music, biome, lily pads, right? Plain, biome, lily pads, track, seabed. If I remember correctly, but if you part of actually going and finding these different what am I thinking of, like architect bounties, if you want to call them that, but the artifacts, should hear the music right now. And I can't change that actually. Let's try this. Yeah, it's all 100%. So like I said, right now the music's actually playing, but if I'm ghosting, man, the only thing you can hear is music. You can't hear. There's not going to be creatures and things like that that you hear. Let's see if we can get this thing to do something. You can hear the oxygen. You can hear him. There you go. So that played sound. So you guys should have heard that. But yeah, finding the architect artifacts, that unlocks like the quantum locker, that unlocks the recyclotron. So I think that is the method for yeah, well, unfortunately, if it's still doing it, yeah, if it's in game, man, I don't think I can fix that, because I actually have to shut down the whole stream in order to actually reset those sounds. It's just playing music at the moment, though. But yeah, that's how I believe you'll actually unlock the ion batteries and all of that. Where was I going next? I've covered the deep lily pad biome before. One of the artifacts being right here. You can actually find an ion cube. Backing out on this, though, the connecting tunnel between the deep purple vents to the crystal caves, that was blank. So we have an update there. The same thing, they didn't highlight it, but I'm assuming they put that in. I think this one was just so jam-packed full of stuff, it's hard to cover everything in a quick post. So we'll bring the water volume back on this one. And I had been waiting for this for a while, but you'll actually see the textured crustacean ground kind of melding into the biome here. Same thing with the thing that they do talk about in the post, is that blending of these biomes has been worked on. This is where you're going to find your kyanite and all of that as well. But going up, 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 that's going to get us to the deep purple vents. And I did a video on this. You can bring a sea truck down here, and with all the modules attached to it, it will make it down here with a prawn suit. So no worries there. Heading back down though. Yeah, like I said, this was blank, so just to have that in feels more complete here. We got our Shadow Leviathan. I think they changed where he'll go. That looks like he ventured out further. Yep. his patrol, I actually haven't seen this, his patrol has changed. It used to just be right here, but he goes up there now, which is good because when he'd stick here it was hard. I was like, how am I going to get around this dude? Polished all throughout the crystal caves. The rock formations have been adjusted. Areas that were pretty barren have been filled in. Same thing, hard to really showcase every single thing with that, with a direct comparison. But instead of doing that, one of the big things I want to look at, certain areas right here didn't have anything. This didn't go deep outside of the crystal castle. You can actually go down in these areas now. Alright, Admiral Tuck, take it easy, man. But we have these areas in here now. And you're going to have the larger chunks of minerals down here, which is cool to see. Kyanite, gold. What do we got? Silver. Silver. Gold. Think we have copper down here, but goes down here and then can't go beyond this. But yeah, interesting to see because it completely is different. You'll even see the watercolor has changed, right? We went from like a darkish purplish gray to green. And there are a couple areas like this. Let's bring the fog off. I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so we have the one we were just in. This is another one. Got another one right there. And then there's another one on the other side. So let's go right here. I'm hoping they put more. I mean, this is cool, but right now there's like no creatures down here. You're going to have to bring the prawn suit down here, right? Because you're going to need the drill arm. So getting in and out is going to be a huge challenge. So that's going to be fun. But I'm hoping they put something down here. Not that it has to be something that's going to attack you, but just small fish to make it feel like it's more occupied here. Got another area. Kind of all the same stuff. There's one more. Here it is. So we got another section here, and this one kind of sprawls out a little bit more. And it has a ton down here. Like, you have all the gold and silver you'll need, for sure. I don't quite know why you need this much. And then up top we're going to find our ribbon plants and all of that. So they do kind of make it so you're going to be pretty self-sufficient down here. If you're wanting to potentially build a base, right? We got glass up here in the larger chunks. We got titanium. And then once this starts melding in, I think we will find... Yeah, we got lithium. I want to say you find ruby and things like that down here also. There we go. And then this will just meld itself into the fabricator caverns. Outside of that, I haven't seen anything new in the fabricator caverns in a while, so we won't mess with that. And then trying to look through this. I don't know if this is going to be in... The Cyclops isn't in Below Zero. Too small of a map. If this is going to be in this build or not. Does anybody know if the Arctic Spire biome was updated with the last build? Well, this has changed. I'll highlight this again. I've talked about this in a couple videos. The exit from the Arctic Spires back into the kind of twisty bridges area here has been removed, so that's no longer an option. If we didn't have this complete on the last one, you actually have the power cable for the architect base in. I can look at the warp gate base, but I don't think that I mean, it's not finished, so I don't know if you guys got that in the stable build. This is all new and updated. The blending of this into the glacial connection. So this has all been tweaked and changed. Still a lot of work to do. If we look at the icebergs outside of the glacial connection, I don't think that was in salad days. They're not finished, obviously, but they're here. Trying to read everybody's stuff. No, so I'm going to showcase a bunch of different things as we go through the Arctic Spires. I'm not going to show the stuff that's been in game for a long time, Iceworm Arena 1 and stuff like that. But if you follow the cable here, right, it'll lead you to this. You can cut this open with a laser cutter. Once you go through this, we have a tunnel, goes all the way through here. Follow the tunnel, it'll lead you to an elevator. Right, and this elevator will bring us up. Got a blown hole here, and boom, precursor facility. So this is going to be a warp gate, right? So this will take you to the Snowfox base, which, sorry, it's not even the Snowfox base anymore. It's Phi Robotics. I'm gonna have to break myself with that. The glacial connection is where all the jellyfish are at. The area I was just at, but they were behind me. Got a ladder. You can hop out of here, follow the tunnel, and boom. Right? Let's see where I'm at. Alright. After moving through all this stuff, there is an area over here where we have a tunnel, which, based off how I moved, you guys aren't going to be able to just figure that out, because there's a lot of twists and turns in here. But you will come to this. This is the... Is it the architect? Is it the garden thing? What do they call it? Oh, do they take the name out? There we go. Greenhouse. This used to be just, it looked different. It was completely different, but this was actually in the Arctic Spire biome. And then, whoop, then we'll have purple tablet fragment. What is going on with her arm? You see that? Why is she like a mini version of herself? What is... Alright, ran into another bug. That looks weird. It's like a little kid running around. Well, let's get out of the house, go into free cam mode. Alright, so the Arctic Spire biome, they've just, same thing. We're looking at polish, right? It's not flat and barren anymore. We got rocks in here. Even around the edges of the Arctic Spires, you're going to see the mineral ore. We got the ice coming down. There's hills here too. When I'm up in free cam, it looks flat. It is not flat. So it looks good. Then we have the meteor that's crashed down. You'll see the animations. These have been in game for a while, but the ice worm eating the snow stalker. They've also moved the one of the architect bases over here. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's where one of Alan's body parts are at, and that's over there. That was actually that way. But we come back here, we'll have the Iceworm Graveyard. I think that was in the Salad Days update. Let's bring the fog back on. Still think they nailed it out of the, they knocked it out of the park with the Iceworm carcass here. It'd be cool to see a battle with two Iceworm though, because the description I've read is that they're territorial, right? So you have like an alpha male that comes through here and just kills anybody, and that's the graveyard for him. But coming down through here, let's take that weather off before it freezes me. And yeah, we'll have this precursor or architect base down here. You'll need the purple tablet for that. And then, like I said, this is actually where you're going to find one of Alan's body parts, but this has been in game for a while. It's just the location of it has been shifted. We will also find over here a hole, and this leads down to, and I'm just going to float through the ground, interesting area down here where you're going to have a bunch of ore veins. So, I mean, if you need copper and stuff like that, it's right here. Let's get which, another interesting thing, like if I don't have that but I use the highlight option, it actually kind of like illuminates that for me. Right? But yeah, this will lead to a whole room. I'm hoping they put something interesting down here besides just this, but I mean, this, you kind of hit the jackpot down here with all this stuff, whatever you need. But yeah, if I don't have that, like, I could still see. Tunnel's going to be interesting to navigate through, but once I have those, you're usually good. And there's that. Alright, let's get out of here. Tri-valve, right here in the corner. It's where you'll find two of the blue eggs. The yellow eggs are going to be in the... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here's some quality stuff. I don't think I've actually seen this. The ice coming down like this, and then the ore veins. There they are. But you'll find the yellow in the deep lily pad biome. There's one section that's by another one of Alan's body parts. Kind of tucked back, but that's where you can see it. Alright. Backtrack out of here. Entry point here. We'll walk across. So, I mean, the blending of the snow, right, in this. Ore veins along the edge. The rocks, the snow. Adding this. All subtle things that they've added. So the base I was just at used to be right here. And that's gone. If we come through here though, find this tunnel. I'm going to zoom through the back end. You go through there. Walkway comes up. It's a purple tablet too, I believe. Yeah. What's with this? Now I'm like higher. Look at my body's small, but the camera's still higher. Alright, well, anyways, you need a tablet for that. Then come through here, and we have ion cubes. Huge stacks of ion cubes. So, I don't think you can just pick these up, though. I think you need the prawn suit. Right? Yeah, you're not going to just pick these up. Special equipment is required to collect this resource, which somebody told me the mobile drill got cut, but it seems like we would need them for this, right? Unless it's just expected that you would bring a prawn suit up here. I don't know. Yeah, I am architect height, right? Let's go free cam. We'll hop out of there. I'll show the outside symbol of Phi Robotics. Symbol on the door, because that's different. They've updated this. And there it is. Phi Robotics. Quality stuff in here, right? Got the symbol. Come in here. Trinkets on this. Right? More detail work. Somebody mentioned liking the stand for the picture stuff, and that they hope we get that. That would be cool, so you could put it on a desk or something like that. Kitchen. Right, zoom through here. Come to the lower portion. Posters on the wall, scans, spy pangolin scans, map scan right there that would actually show up in your PDA. And this will actually be Sam's quarters. Come in here. We had a window with drapes, and then cool poster, which somebody told me that this is actually fan art, which, if that's true, that is awesome. And then I still want this little guy, which, telling you, if you put an eye, which actually the bottom, whoop, these right there look like eyes anyways, but if you put a bigger eye above that, these little circles right here, doesn't that look like a face? Like it's got hair, it's got a little mohawk at the top, it's got the eyes, it's got like a, looks like that first area is like a mouth, like that looks like a like an alien. That's just me. All right, hop out of here. Trying to think what else outside of just, like I said, direct story spoilers and things like that. I think I've showcased for the most part a huge chunk of all of this, but somebody was asking about the warp gate base. These will be big story spoilers here also, so if you don't want those, you can tune out at this point. So if you go back to Research Base 0, and this was at the start of the old intro, right? Waking up, coming up this hill. Let's slow that down. Coming up here, and we were going to go to the precursor base in here. That was on lockdown. Still there. Whole inside structure has changed now. Once you float through here, this is now the warp gate base. They pulled it, but they had it in for a second. After you make Alan, he'll tell you to meet him here, basically. And when you come in here, he'll actually be working on this portion right here, which they actually had a lighting effect that looks like it's been pulled again. But he'll be working on this, trying to get it set up. I've tried queuing it in, still not in. This back room's been completed too, so curious to see what's going to be in here. Not 100% sure. But it looks like when this is done, it'll connect to this portion up here, so it's going to tilt, connect. If this doesn't open up into a portal, I'm thinking in this back room we're going to have one. And I think that's really the ending, right? That's the exit. We're going somewhere. My assumption is we're going with Alan. He's taking us with us. Or we're kind of just saying we're going. It'd be weird to see him leave and then we're just stuck on this planet. So, the Vesper isn't a thing anymore. So we don't have to worry about that. Vesper got turned into two satellites that you see when you actually kind of go through the first opening sequence of the game. Yeah, it must have been successful because they are gone. So that's like I said, as much as I could cover. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of stuff. They packed this thing full, like in these subtle details. Like I said, I can't just go through every single biome and showcase every single nook and cranny. That'd take forever. But They've packed a lot into this stuff. And I tried to avoid story that queues in, so you guys can kind of play through that on your own. So there are things to kind of enjoy and play through on that end. I'm hoping that we see the other mountaintop here brought back in. This area over here, it's just, there's nothing there. So right now, it looks weird, it looks out of place, looks unfinished. I know they'll do it any other area where I've said that, like, they come through and they do a phenomenal job, so that's really what I think the dev team is going to be doing for, I mean, the next handful of months, right? Story changes, anything, if Jill writes it in and they make the adjustment, like, that's going to be something that they'll put in there. Several things already that they've added to this are going to be obviously continued to add to the game, but along with that, if they're not doing huge major, they're not making a whole new biome or anything like that, and they did say that they're done with that, we're just going to continue to see polish, which is awesome. Game looks better and better and better. They're not on the latest game engine for Unity, but they're still squeezing a good amount of life out of this thing. This will be something you guys won't have, but an update to the Delta Island kind of dock here, which looks like where the sea truck just docks. But little things like that, I mean, they've already polished the outside of the Rocket Island here. Like, they're back at doing more polish, right? So I'm hoping we get the East Arctic flushed out, specifically the area underneath the East Arctic here, that not just the icebergs, but literally the bottom portion that's leading out to the void. I'm hoping the icebergs in front of the glacial connection there, those get improved. I'm going to take the fog off. The Caliciterate is the character, the Leviathan that'll be in the void. They mentioned the Shadow Leviathan, and then I've heard conflicting things, that it's just going to be the Caliciterate. Then it was like, I think it was an Anthomnia throughout, that it was going to be this model, which was an old model, which was like more of like a ghost Leviathan skin, which is that like translucent skin for the Caliciterate. But then I heard that the devs didn't actually say that, so right now it's there, but and it's a bigger version, it's slightly bigger. But I think if they do a translucent version or something like that, that'd be pretty cool. Translucent, like you see with its fins right there. They have worked on bringing the edge of the world out here. They're also working, by the way, on some of the loading problems. I'm obviously zooming around in free cam, so it's gonna take longer for this to happen, but I know pop-in and things like that still happen for people, and they're kind of going around. But if you look at the edge of the map here, they're adding in rocks already. They have, for the most part, completed all of this. There's areas that they need to remove because they're still there. Remnants are still there, but I think that'll come in time. Let's see if they remove this. Like, this platform is going to be gone, right? That doesn't belong there. But let's ghost in. Let's see if it clicks in with my small body. My tiny body. Or big head, I don't know. Yeah, it's like pulled back. You can see the deal. Whoa! Right? Especially at night. Just seeing those eyes. Whoa, there it went. I mean, that's going to be scary. I know some people were hoping for something updated and new, but I think that was pretty scary. Let's see if it glitches on me. Yeah, I'm not even in. What is going on here? Am I further removed from the body? Alright. What? Where am I now? Where am I? Okay. Whoa. There we go. Yeah, third person mode Subnautica, for real. Let's try this again. Oh, I didn't do that right. Let's try this again. Alright. So pitch black, can't see anything, and then that thing pops up. I think it's going to be scary. Is it going to be Reaper Leviathan scary? No. Like, that's going to be hard to compete with. I think that's still going to be like, but those eyes coming at you, I think that's still going to be kind of their gold standard, right? Is it creepier than that? I think the growl is. Am I just riding on it now? But that's why people were like, hey, it'll be both. And I was like, I'm on board with that. Like, either one of these things popping up is going to be pretty gnarly. But right now, there's a second one, right? Hold on. Let's go day. So yeah. So these are slightly bigger. We got two going. And yeah, I don't think you guys can hear the sound. Sorry about that. And they're just pushing me further and further out. But yeah, I'm on board. A transparent one would be cool. I mean, any tweak to it would be cool, right? Yeah. It's floating out here in the dark. Shadow Leviathan, he's out. He's done. There they are. And just like the Ghost Leviathans from the first game, I mean, yeah, they're big, man. But just like the first game, right, you get the trio here. Alright, well, I think that's going to be it for this one. Unless anybody has any last minute questions, and I guess I'll just sit over here and let these guys do their thing. Try and scroll through here. I couldn't see everybody's stuff when I was playing through this. I mean, my personal hope, because somebody was asking about, like, asking the dev team to do stuff, and I get that every now and then where people are like, hey, can you ask the dev team? I mean, I don't really have direct contact any more than anybody else does here. You'd be surprised with these guys on Twitter, not other platforms. Like, every now and then, like, Obraxis will pop up in a live stream, which is pretty cool. I mean, he's done it on me, or he'll leave a comment, which is really cool. But for the most part, reaching out to these guys on Twitter, so if you look at their posts and you comment on it or anything like that, like, especially if you catch it early on, right, they posted that day, they may respond to you, which is awesome. So like I said, you guys have just as much reach as I do with that. Which somebody was saying, what was it? I think it's something the lady says, which is a reference to Jack's septic eye. the bean water or whatever it is that the PDA says. I think that popped in way earlier on in the stream. But yeah, she said something about that. But that's actually a reference to Jacksepticeye there. Yeah, delicious dirty bean water. That's it. Hold on. It's still taken out of game. Yep. They did remove the stasis rifle. This is just an old... I mean, you can look at the model here. It's been whited out. Yeah, they're attacking each other. And actually, let's see. Anything? Whoa, just drugging me. What? In a constant perpetual state now, by the way, of being hypnotized. Oh. Oh. There you go. There's a scary version of it. Yeah. I'm drugged up now. What is going on? Yeah, they just keep pulling me in. If I just let this run, I think it'd just make everybody sick to their stomach and disoriented. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why they removed the stasis rifle. Yeah, she's tripping now. Alright guys, well that's going to be it for the live stream here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in at all. I appreciate it. Got a couple other videos to make in regards to this, with things people are wanting to see. Hopefully flesh out some locations of things and things like that. Yeah. We're in the 70s now with this. We're at Woodstock. But like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.